Yeah.
That's fun.
Awesome. Isn't that great?
I love that.
That's a good thing.
I didn't know I could kick that high. In today's video, we are taking a look at how to make some DIY kick pads and how to practice some practical self-defense moves with them.
Guys, good news. We are going to be at CVX Live September 20th and 21st. That's in Provo, Utah. This is like a creators and YouTube video kind of convention, and it should be a lot of fun.
We're gonna be spending time with the fans. We just want to talk to you guys, so come meet us there. Joseph and Joseph, you are back with us today in the studio, and we are making kick pads, is that right?
We are. So these are training pads that are used in Taekwondo and other martial arts to develop speed, accuracy, and power. Awesome. They're really handy to use if you're into martial arts and into training and want to learn how to do better kicks and punches. And we're gonna make them the DIY simple version.
Here's the basic idea. We have Joseph and Joseph in the studio with us today, and they're gonna teach us how to make some DIY kick pads. After we have the kick pads, we're gonna test them out. You were explaining this to me a little bit. What purpose does this serve? Because it's two pieces, they're separated out, and it makes a really loud noise when you hit it, that percussive sound. Why do you want that?
You want it for developing accuracy.
Okay.
That awesome percussive sound only happens if you hit it right in the middle. If you hit it around the edges, listen to this.
Nothing there, okay.
Yeah, you start to get a little bit of around there, but...
Whereas if you smack it right in the middle,
it'll tell you, it gives you feedback on how well you're hitting.
Awesome.
And so that's something that can help you to develop accuracy, which is, you know, good for developing control in general and also for developing a more powerful kick.
well, and also power, because if you tap it in the middle, you'll be able to tell, right? Versus,
But that makes such a loud noise.
Yeah, it's
besides
great.
being a really satisfying sound.
It's very, very satisfying. So that's another thing.
So that's what we are going to make out of these foam pieces.
So we have floor mat foam pieces, duct tape, and a pen. That's what you said we needed today, is that right?
And also razor blades, but that's just for cutting it out.
Fantastic. All right, so how do we get started? Because I see we've got one here that you've already made a prototype.
Yes, I did. I used really ugly duct tape, and this is just to prove that you can do it fast and easy and make a working kick pad.
Fantastic.
So what we're going to do is we're going to measure out the shape of the kick pad. We're going to rotate it around this way, and we're going to cut out the completed shape. We're not going to separate the two pieces, and then we're going to fold it over and then duct tape it to give it a good coating.
I honestly just want to make one really good solid one.
I think we're making two today, one from each one.
One from each pad. Here we go.
All right.
And then it folds into the shape. So at this point, you know, it doesn't hold together very well and it's got ragged edges, so we're basically just going to cover this thing with duct tape.
I like it. Just kind of clean it up that way.
Exactly.
So we're just coating the whole thing, is that right?
Just coating the whole thing in duct tape.
We are just using every type of tape in the studio today. The one thing Joseph and Joseph asked me to get was colorful duct tape, and it's the one thing I forgot. Some of the sound that you're getting from this when you get that percussive noise is because this is actually concave on the inside. These are cut from flat mat. So what we're doing is we've actually taken a pen and it's just in this inner seam here, and that's actually helping separate those two paddles a little bit better. Okay, so we've got our kick pads.
Yeah.
And we've got two Josephs.
Yes.
Josephs, what are we doing?
We're going to kick the kick pads.
We're gonna kick some kick pads.
Yeah.
We're gonna learn how to kick properly. Is that right?
We're going to kick a few times. It's going to be great. So the point of what we're doing here is making training equipment, right? So we're going to practice a couple of training exercises.
Cool.
There's a really cool quote from Bruce Lee where he said that I don't fear the guy who's practiced 10,000 kicks. I just don't.
You fear the guy who's practiced one kick 10,000 times.
Yes.
I know this one.
So, you know, this will be the first time and the second time, and then many months later after much training, these kicks will be really good.
Perfect.
So it's a cool thing. This is something that you can make yourself and then you can start practicing.
That was only a couple minutes to make, but we already have a tool.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna learn the kick.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're going to learn three kicks. We're going to learn a front kick, a roundhouse kick, and a side kick.
Okay.
So for a front kick, what you do is you pick your foot up, point your knee at what you want to hit,
Okay.
and then the rest of the foot comes out.
Got
Yes.
it. Okay.
And to practice how you're going to kick for that one, try hitting the ground with the ball of your foot.
If I can balance on my other foot. So you're just
Yeah.
hitting straight down.
Hitting straight down, and you're
Okay.
hitting with the ball of your foot. And this is kind of the, this is Sparta kick. This one is going straight forward.
Straightforward kick. Got
Yes.
it. Okay, I can do this.
Okay,
I know
so
this one.
I'm going to hold the target at an angle like this
Okay.
for you to kick, and I'm
Okay.
going to hit it, put it about middle height.
Okay.
And then
you just want me to come straight out and kick it.
Exactly. You
And
kick it.
not with my toes, not with the flat of my foot. I'm kicking it with the ball of my
Exactly.
foot. Okay. Like that.
Exactly.
Except I didn't hit it correctly because you didn't hear that noise. So I
you're
need to
aiming
come
for this spot
closer.
right there.
So it's,
Close. You still hit a little close to my hand.
yes I did, okay. Oh,
Still a little close to my hand.
I'm gonna hit your hand at this rate.
And try to hit right on the edge of the pad and see how that goes. There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
Why don't I see how you do it? Can I hold the kick
Yes,
pad?
absolutely. There you go.
Okay. 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 That is really terrifying. He's got a very good kick and I don't want to get kicked by it.
There we go. That's the sound. That was the sound.
What I'm learning from this is I never want to get kicked by Joseph.
I don't want to get kicked by you either. So we're learning things not only about technique, but also about making things more effectively.
All right, so that one has the piece of foam in it. That's giving us that snapping sound.
If you make these, you may just want to adjust whatever you have inside there, bracing it a little bit. Just slide it up, slide it down, find the sweet spot.
Okay.
I have it positioned, you can see right about here, and that seems to be about the right place.
Okay, so 2 more kicks. The second one is basically just like the first one. We're just going to do a front kick turned on its side.
Okay.
The front kick uses the ball of the foot to attack where can you hit. Where can you hit with a front kick?
Okay.
If you have really good technique, you can hit any vertical surface on a human body. But generally speaking, you want angled surfaces. They're a little bit easier to hit. It's harder to mess up and hurt your toes. So my chin, my groin, those are the 2 areas that are really good for front kick.
Okay.
You know, those are both very small spots. So the roundhouse kick can hit anything along the side of a human being, which means everything's
It's a much
available.
larger target for you.
Yeah, it's harder to miss.
Okay.
So for this one, what you're gonna do is you're gonna pick up your knee and point it sideways. You're going horizontally. You're gonna point your toes out and you're gonna extend out the foot.
So it's just like a straight out.
Exactly, so
Okay.
it's this kick, just turned sideways.
Okay.
A trick when you're practicing is to slow down everything. If you can do it in slow motion, that means you have control. If you have control, that means you also have power.
Another way you can think about it in terms of the kick is if you're rotating in
Yes.
and you aim your knee, and then that knee is pointing right where you're going to kick,
Okay.
and then you extend outwards and come back.
Awesome. So with this kick, I'm not hitting with the ball of my foot. I'm hitting with the top
Top
of
of the
my
foot, yes.
Okay.
You're gonna hit with the instep of the foot right there.
Perfect. All right.
So I'm gonna
So
hold it
it's
right
a-
there. Whoa! There you
That
go.
was
I
awesome.
used
Did
to
you
do
hear that?
There
kickball.
you go.
Okay.
perfect.
I
There
can
you go.
do this one. This one I can do.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay.
So things for technique, you wanna try to hit as flat as you possibly can with this kick.
Okay.
Awesome. And one thing that you're noticing is for this kick, you want the foot that you're standing on to pivot.
To turn with me.
Exactly, otherwise you
Okay.
end up torquing your knee, which
And
is never fun.
I'm also losing my balance, so I want to
Yes.
stop that. Okay.
There you go, you wanna twist it a little bit more. There you go, twist the foot.
Okay, twist the foot.
I'm getting there. Try slowing it down. Do it in slow motion. Yes, that builds control. And while you're doing it in slow motion, try twisting the foot as well.
I'm
Yes.
missing it though, but I'm watching this foot now.
Yeah,
It's me like that.
that's awesome.
Okay.
Okay, so that's roundhouse kick. Now
All
the
right.
third and final kick that we're gonna do today is called a side kick.
Okay.
And for that one, just practice stomping with the entire foot on the ground. You're going with the heel / the middle of the foot. You're just stomping, just a stomp, right?
Stomping my foot.
And for this one, you're gonna pick up your foot and you're gonna aim your hip at the target and then stomp out sideways. So for this one, it's out, sideways that way.
Oh my goodness, okay.
Yes, like a horse, the way a horse would kick.
So this is literally, I'm kicking like backwards,
Yes, like backwards.
like a donkey kick.
Yeah, a lot of martial arts will call this a back kick. In Taekwondo, they call this a side kick.
Okay, and Taekwondo is what you have mainly had training
Yes,
in.
that's a Korean martial art. It got put together mostly in the 1950s out of much older traditions, and it's very, very, very popular. One of the things that's really handy about practicing with these targets is getting to know your own personal range.
Yes, how far
So-
can I actually kick?
Yeah, so the question is, am I in your range right now as opposed to right now?
Now you are, I think.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm pretty confident you could kick me at this range.
Don't want to try.
Okay, good, thank you.
That's
Okay.
it, I think that's my range.
I was safe, I was safe.
Okay.
We're learning this. That's one of the things that you're calibrating.
Okay.
Get it? Calibrating?
You're done.
One of the really cool things that this kick is useful for is if someone's trying to rush you.
Okay.
So if someone's coming rushing, you know, about
Straight
to do
at
the football tackle, you can just pick your foot up and
I'm
do
just
it that
like,
way.
nope, get out of my, okay.
It's the shove away kick.
So, and that's what you were telling me about some of these kicks. Like, when it comes to basic self-defense, there are different ways people may attempt to threaten you, is that right?
Yes.
So you had discussed something, there was pride fighting and another type. What were those two types?
So there's, roughly speaking, two types of violence that, I mean, roughly speaking, you can divide it into two categories.
Okay.
And my source for most of the information that's about to follow is from a book called Meditations on Violence by Rory Miller, who is a guy who trains police officers in hand-to-hand combat. And he says that fighting breaks down into two categories. There's predatory violence,
Okay.
and then there's pride violence. And if you imagine like two mountain goats fighting, it's almost always the males, and it's extremely pre-programmed, right?
Yes.
So if a mountain goat was to ram another mountain goat from the side and say T-bone him, you'd break all the ribs and kill that mountain goat. It's a terrible idea for natural selection.
Okay.
Like over time, that type of fighting just doesn't happen. You want ways for males to be able to show who's the boss without actually usually killing each other. And in humans, that behavior is actually really pre-programmed as well. So Joseph, could I borrow you for a second?
Sure, the monkey dance?
Yeah, the monkey dance.
The monkey dance.
So this is like, this is how this goes, right? So it'll be eye contact,
Yeah.
and followed by, huh. Hey, what are you looking at?
The wanna go, bro?
Want to
Yeah,
go? Want to
exactly,
go?
right.
And then it turns into this,
Yeah.
right? And then you get up in each other's, and then
Yeah,
it
and then we
turns into the
start
push,
shoving.
and then it turns into the right hook. And the crazy thing is, so that sequence is eye contact, threatening posture, which is open and stupid on so many levels. Everything about this is stupid. Don't do
Except
this.
for that it makes you appear larger. There's reasons for that.
Yeah, I mean, this is something monkeys have been doing for forever. So you're in this position, it turns into the shove supernaturally.
Yeah.
You did the shove.
Because here I am, and the thing that you want to do is
Followed by
followed by.
the right hook.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, so if I shove him, he's gonna shoot into a right hook. And the crazy thing about how pre-programmed this is that even left-handed people lead with a right hook.
Interesting.
Isn't that crazy?
So you've made your training pads. Now, if you have an awesome friend, then your awesome friend can help you train. Calli, are you going to be my awesome friend for
I'm
this?
gonna be your awesome friend.
Awesome. Can I be your awesome friend for
You
this?
can be my awesome friend.
Great. This is going to be wonderful.
Fantastic.
Okay, so the way this is going to work is we're going to move,
Okay.
right? So your feet are in exactly the right position.
Okay.
Now you're going to step forward with that foot, and then step forward with the other foot, and then step forward with the other foot.
Okay.
Perfect.
So
okay,
it's
so
kind
that's
of like
what we're
a
going to
dance
do.
here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. So that's what we're going to do, but on each step we're going to be kicking.
Okay.
So we're going to position ourselves again. All right.
So which kick goes first? So we learned 3 kicks today. We
Yes.
learned a front kick, we learned a roundhouse kick, and we learned a side kick.
Yes, and we are going to go in exactly that order. So
Okay.
what you're going to do is first you are going to do a front kick.
Okay, I'm gonna hit you from there. Okay.
And then you're going to, and then your
That?
roundhouse kick, yep.
Okay.
Okay, and then after each kick you
Oh,
step forward.
so then,
right?
so then I should. Okay, so that first kick. So now I should be back in this position. Front
Perfect.
kick, and that foot
And
comes
then
this
you-
way now.
Exactly, right.
And so now it's gonna be my left foot, which
Correct.
isn't my dominant foot, but it's gonna be my left foot.
Correct.
And a roundhouse kick.
Correct, and then
And
you
so
step
then that
forward
foot's
while
like
I step
there.
back,
Okay.
right? And then I'm holding out as a side kick.
And so then I come like that, but I
Yes.
don't miss. The idea's not. Let's try that
Correct.
one more time.
No, it's okay, because the important thing to remember about practice is that practice is a way to get to perfection.
Okay.
It's not perfection at the start. And so the really important thing to remember while you're doing all these kicks is that you're calibrating your body. You're figuring out what your body does when you chamber a side kick. You're finding out what your body does when you extend the side kick.
Okay.
You're finding out about all the ways that your body balances and stuff. So every single one of these kicks, even if you don't think you're doing it very well, is giving you information
About your own
how to
body.
do the kick, yeah.
Fantastic. And that's kind of why we are practicing these today. We were discussing the fact that this is basically self-improvement. If you've got friends who are willing to help you with these sorts of things, you two want to practice together, this is more just something to teach yourself to improve yourself. And it's a pretty fun way to do it. All right, guys, that was really, really cool. It's so easy to make these kick pads at home, and it's so much fun to practice. So you guys taught me 3 basic kicks today using these kick pads. So could these kicks be used in an emergency situation? Sure, maybe, but I'm not professionally trained. When it comes down to it, guys, just use common sense if you ever are learning anything like that. Guys, these kick pads are awesome. They didn't take any time at all to make. They were fun to learn how to do a few simple kicks with, so thank you so much for teaching me.
You're welcome, thank you.
They have an amazing channel, guys. Good and Basic. You should check out Joseph and Joseph on their channel too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, that's not all. You know we've always got more for you to see. Go ahead and click that box up at the top to see our latest video, and we'll see you in the next one. Talk to you then. That's so much fun.